Hello everybody, welcome back. My name is Johan. I've got a squeaky table. I just fixed my squeaky table. Hello everybody, my name is Johan. Welcome to my shop. If you work with metal and grinding and welding and cutting and all of that, and you use welding magnets, then you will be familiar with this. At some point you drop a magnet or your magnet is in the wrong place and then this happens. Everybody tries to use their fingers and pick it off, which I suppose will work. This is something that happens to everybody who owns these magnets and uses them. I believe at some point this is going to happen to you. So how do we clean this? That's the question I ask myself. Naturally, I went onto YouTube and I ran a search on how to clean welding magnets. Something interesting happened. I typed it in, cleaning welding magnets, and I got obviously a whole lot of results, because YouTube is very resourceful when it comes to these things. Normally, when I run a search to find a solution for something, I watch 3 or 4 or 5 videos to make sure that the information or the advice I'm getting is fairly consistent with what people are doing out there. In this case, while running a search on how to clean this, the first 5 videos I saw each had a different technique for cleaning it. Literally the first 5 ones that came up on the list, I watched them and they all had different ways of cleaning these magnets. And I thought, that's interesting, very, very interesting. Because which method is the best? And this is what we are going to be testing today. I happen to have 5 of these magnets, and I am going to clean each of them in a different way so that we can test the 5 methods that I found. The 5 methods I found to clean these magnets were vacuum cleaner, using a stronger magnet and a plastic bag, using a hot glue gun, using a wire brush, and using an air hose, a compressor with an air hose with a thin nozzle in the front to blow it off. Unfortunately, I do not have a compressor with an air hose, so I won't be able to test that method. Instead, I'm going to substitute that method with something that I am curious about, and that is to use press stick to remove it. This is the 5 methods that I'm going to be testing today on each one of these 5 magnets. I'm going to assign one of those techniques to each one of these magnets. And then I'm going to test it according to that, and then I will discuss my thoughts on how it worked. I decided to use the vacuum on the big magnet just because the opening of the pipe is quite big. So I'm thinking that it will work nicely on the magnet. Let's clean a magnet. It works. It definitely works. I would say 2/3 of the filings are off here. You've got all the big pieces off, but it's not completely clean. Next up, wire brush. All you do is take the wire brush and you brush the magnet. Let's try it. That works really well. It didn't even take that long. I'm quite surprised by that. It works really well. Granted, I don't know how I would brush on the inside of this hole. That I don't think is going to be easy, but this works. I'm actually quite surprised by that. When I saw the video, it looked so simple and so quick, and I thought that it can't be. It's a magnet, it's stuck there, it can't be that quick, but it works. Next up is take the magnet, put it inside a plastic like this. This is quite tricky to do this. The magnet wants to go to these, the silver magnets want to lean to one side of this magnet. It's definitely working. Definitely working. Okay, that's quite a bit of filings that I got captured. Strong magnet with plastic bag definitely works. Next up, the glue gun. Basically, you apply the hot glue onto the area, wait for the glue to dry, peel it off. Let's try it. While I'm applying this hot glue, please, most people prefer to clean this with their hands. Please be careful when doing that. I've heard too many stories of people getting iron filings in their eyes, which is really a big problem. So this is why I'm testing these methods, so that you don't have to get filings in your eyes. Now we wait for the glue to dry. Let's see, I'm really curious about how this will work. The glue stuck to quite a bit of metal filings, as you can see. Really quite impressive. But I think the drawback is that it cannot penetrate through everything, so it's a case where you'd have to do it again, peel it, again peel it, again peel it, because there's about half left on the magnet, but definitely a lot of filings on the glue. Last but not least, press stick. Let's see how this will work. You can see there's a lot of filings on the press stick already. Pressing it in and pulling it off removes quite a bit, but interesting, rubbing it with the press stick seems to also work. But now it's just something that's still rubbing it with your fingers, but just with something else. The press stick gets saturated with metal filings quite rapidly. That's all 5 methods tested. Let's start with my thoughts on these 5 methods. Obviously, without even thinking about it, wire brush is by far the best method to use, simplest method. It was the fastest to use, it cleaned the best, it removed the most amount of filings. The only drawback from the wire brush is getting inside of the hole. I suppose you could use a smaller brush or a toothbrush, or you could even use the press stick or the glue gun if you really wanted to clean out the center of the hole. But for cleaning around the magnet, even in these little tight corners here, the wire brush by far worked the best. Definitely the best. Some other thoughts I have: the magnet worked, but what I did not like about it is the filings are sharp, and dragging it does cut through the plastic. So the plastic is not going to have that long lifetime. Actually, on the silver magnets, I found a bit of metal filings on there which already came through the plastic. To me, that is not a sustainable solution. It's not something that will, you either need a really thick plastic and then it still will cut it eventually. That's my thoughts on the magnet. The glue gun and the press stick, yes, it worked with repetitive test usage. It will work. You will need a lot of glue sticks though. I used the smallest 2 magnets for those 2 methods, and you will need a lot of glue sticks to do one of these magnets. Over and over, peel the same. I would probably have to use a whole packet of press stick. The press stick got saturated with filing so fast that I would have to use a whole packet of press stick to clean a little magnet like that. And it's a consumable thing. You'll have to buy press stick and glue sticks the whole time to keep cleaning the magnet. So I will say, obviously, wire brush, best thing ever. Best advice, you can clean it quickly. You can make it clean. It's something you have on hand. It's just you have to brush it off over a dustbin or outside or somewhere where the filings don't dirty your shop. Vacuum will definitely work. I think that if you have a stronger vacuum than the one I have and you have a thinner nozzle, it will work even better. And the magnet will also work if you have a thick plastic. Out of the 5, I would say wire brush number 1, vacuum number 2, and then the other 3, put them all on 3rd spot. My personal opinion is that the magnet, the glue gun, the press stick is not the best solution. I would probably not use it. I will not use it. Wire brush, best way to clean a welding magnet out of the 5. Of course, now I did not test the air hose with the pressured air. Again, my concern with that would be that in the video I saw, you could see it working. Definitely works, cleans it right off. And that might be a good solution for cleaning inside the hole, is using a pressure hose. But that's again something that you have to do outside, and so the metal filings don't, and you have to wear safety glasses when doing that, so you don't blow it against something and it comes back into your eye. So that would be a concern for me, using high pressure on metal filings. I can already feel I've got a filing somewhere in my finger here, stuck in my finger here from just doing this. So the metal filings are a problem. I would therefore probably say, without testing it, I would say that wire brush would still be better. It's more controlled and all of that. Well, I hope you found this useful. If you have magnets and you want to clean them, then this would, hopefully this helps you instead of going watching a lot of other videos. Maybe this will help. If you found this useful, please consider subscribing, liking and sharing this with somebody else who might find it useful. And as always, if you have any other ideas how this can be done, please leave it in the comments. Please give your feedback. I would really appreciate that. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Until next time, make your best life. Just to show you quickly, I used a big magnet, put some more filings on there, and this is the wire brush. Look, you can still see it here, but look at that. Okay, the video is finished now, but before you leave, if you want to watch some of the other stuff that I've done in the past, you can click here or here and have a look. Thank you.